Hi, I'm Bud Summers with guitar lesson number 13. Now, this lesson is going to focus on what do you do with your new guitar. So, if you just recently were given a guitar or bought a guitar, and you're just kind of ready to get into it, but you don't know what to do. My short answer for what to do with a new guitar is have fun. And that's really what the point of it was. That's why you've got this guitar, to enjoy and have some fun. And I know that you're probably very excited and you want to get it as good as you can, as fast as you can. You want to, impress other people with your ability to play. You want to prove something to yourself. You want to feel that power that you feel from playing with a certain degree or level of proficiency that you get from the work that goes into it. But I just want you to make sure that you enjoy the process. Take some time, because you can never go back. I've been playing professionally for a number of years, and I try and think back to what it was like when I first started playing guitar and what it was like, and it's kind of hard to remember. It really is. So I'm just saying, for your own good, maybe enjoy the process and have fun with this, and try and keep in mind that this is a good time. Don't be thinking about the future so much of how good you're going to get down the line. Don't be thinking so much about that as you are thinking about how much fun you're having right now, and how much you're getting better. And you may not notice the improvement in a day, but in a few days and a week, as the weeks add up, the months add up, it's incredible how good you can get in not that long a time. Okay? Now, the longer answer for what to do with your guitar. You need to kind of start with, how do you hold it? And I'm holding it in what I'm going to refer to as the standard way to hold the guitar. Now, I am left-handed, but I play what people call right-handed guitar. I call it standard because even though I'm left-handed, this is the way I play it. Now, you may prefer to play left-handed if you're left-handed, which means turning the guitar over this way. I'm not going to go all the way through, but it would be facing the other way. And, strings, of course, would align differently. Now, some famous left-handed guitar players, Jimi Hendrix, there have been some other people too, and I've got some friends who play left-handed that are very, very good. But before you, if you're on the edge there, do I play right-handed or do I play left-handed? Let me say this: there are some advantages to playing standard style of guitar, and these things I've seen with my friends that do play left-handed. One advantage is buying guitars. Now, you got a guitar now, but guitars in the future, you're probably going to have a few more if you stick with this thing. I've got about 20 now that I use for different things. They get played in different professional situations, but you're probably going to have more than one guitar. So buying guitars is a little difficult. There just aren't as many left-handed guitars, and I believe my friends that are left-handed pay a little bit more for the guitars that they buy. Another advantage to playing standard guitar: if you're at a friend's house and they have a guitar, you may not be able to play it unless you leave it strung, this way. Or if you're sitting in, I've got, of course, friends that play left-handed, and they'll show up at a gig somewhere you're playing, and you want them to sit in, and you ask, and then you realize, oh, hey, he can't play my guitar, he plays the other way around. So that's a couple of things to think about. But let's just assume you're going to go ahead and play standard. If you don't, that's fine. You're on your own. But you'll hopefully be able to pick up some things from this. All right. First thing, I'm just to say, get comfortable. Now, I've got a strap on this, so I've got some leeway. Some people like to put it, put their left knee up. Some people like to put it on their right knee. Whatever you want to do. I think the important things are to be able to see and touch, okay? You don't want it, way out here where you can't see what's going on. You want it way back here where you can't really see this hand. You just kind of want it somewhere comfortable. And to me, probably the most comfortable is like this, getting it on kind of on your left knee. If you got a strap, you can use that to help support the weight. But we're in a slightly upward angle. Now, you might not end up playing this way in reality, but a slightly upward angle to the neck here lets you see this left hand and what you're going to be doing there while you can still see the right hand. Very good. Okay, so we're comfortable. For the right hand, I've known a lot of people that have done different things for learning. I believe when I started out, I tried some things with just the fingers, and then I worked for quite a while with a pick too. So I'm going to say, whatever you want to do, but try and stay simple and consistent. If you're going to decide to use just your thumb, just use your thumb. You can play, you can strum or play, individual strings. Also, the fingers, you can do that too, You can do rest strokes or free strokes. And a rest stroke would be where you play the string and then come through and land on the next string. Or a free stroke is where you just kind of float over the top. These for different applications. I'm going to go ahead and use a pick right now. Just seems comfortable for this particular situation. Just kind of hold your pick. You want to get it. There are different shapes of picks, but in general, you're just going to put it there, put your thumb on top, and you're right here. Boom. Okay, and let's just go down. The string that's farthest away from you is the thinnest one. Okay, it's also the highest sounding one. Okay, it is kind of important to know, the names of the strings. This is an E, okay? You break a string, you go into the music store, they say, what string you need? You need to know. Okay, first string open though, that means there's no fingers up here. It's just, we're just hitting it and letting it ring. Hit that, that's an E, 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 E. The next string, the second string, hit that a few times, that's a B, 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 B. And then the third string is a G, 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 G. The fourth string is a D, 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 D. The fifth string is A, 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 A. The sixth string is an E. You can strum them all. Okay, another thing you can do, we've gone through there. Let's try and do, let's try and play the first and second string together. Get them to sound. Now, you're not going to hit them exactly at the same time, but the idea is to snap through so they seem to sound at the same time. Do the second and third strings. Third and fourth strings. Fourth and fifth. Sixth and seventh. You say, where am I going to use that? Well, I'll show you a couple examples. That's a couple of places where you need to hit two strings at the same time. Okay, we'll get to that later, though. Okay, so we got the strings. You know the names of them? E, B, G, D, A, E. E, B, G, D, A, E. E, B, G, D, A, E. Which one is this? That's an E. What's that, a D? Okay, what's that, an A? All right, is that a G? Yes, of course it is a B. All right, make sure you know those names. Now let's look at the left hand. We do have 6 strings, you knew that. Let's look at the left hand. Well, generally what we're going to look at is the index finger as being number 1, middle finger number 2, ring finger number 3, and pinky number 4. When we use the thumb on the left hand, most people just put a T in notation for that. I'm not going to have you use your thumb for right now. Well, you'd be using it, but not to play notes. Let's go back to that first string. We said open, it was an E. Still playing it there. I've got my pick. Now, again, open. If you want to change the pitch of the note on that string, you can put your finger on it somewhere. You can put it anywhere. You can do whatever you want. Okay, stop that. I'm going to take your first string, just a little exercise here. We're going to put our first finger at the first fret. I'm going to try and get that up there where you can see that. Now the frets are these pieces that go across here. They're wire. It's called fret wire. And you have one. That's an indicator for you. It shows that the pitch is going to change. The pitch is how high or how low a note is. So if I'm here, I've got that. If I go past that, hear how the note went up? Da, 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 da. Okay, so that's making it go up. Likewise, if I go the other direction, it goes down. Da, 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 da. It goes down to that point here. So every time you put on when you put a finger on the string, it shortens the distance of the string, which makes the pitch higher. Okay, And the distances, from the nut, which is this thing here, generally I think they're made of plastic anymore. The old ones were bone. I had a brass nut on one of my guitars at one time, which was real cool. It had a nice ringing to it. It was an electric guitar. But you've got the bridge down here, okay? And then that, so in between is where we can change the pitches. All right, I'm going to ask you, when you are fingering, using your left hand fingers, you want to put your finger just behind the fret, okay? And you want to use the tip of your finger. Don't, if you lay it down flat like this, there's some situations where you need to do that. But for the most part, if you can use the tip of your finger and come down right behind the fret, okay, is the best place. Tip of the finger and right behind. Just play that note. Now let's move that same finger up to the next fret. Same finger to the next fret. Same finger to the next fret. Just keep going up. Remember, tip of the finger just behind the fret. Tip of the finger. When you get here, this is called an octave. You should see something distinctive. You're at the 12th fret. I've got a double dot there. Okay? It might be where the body and the neck meet. There might be a double dot or some other thing there. But there's always an indication there. That's the octave. That means you've reached another E. E, 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 E. Same with all the other strings. Okay, next I would say let's take our second finger. Okay, so your middle finger now, just behind the fret. Okay, straight down, just behind the fret, straight down. Now I know some of you guys are going like this, and just doing slop. Don't slop it. Take your time. Make sure it sounds nice. Ah, what a beautiful tone. Exquisite. Fabulous, my dear. Okay, give it some time. Let that note sound out. Now, you may be saying, oh, this is hurting my finger a little bit. Get over it. All right. You want to learn to play? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, let's do it with the third finger now. Taking your time, making sure that note sounds nice and clean and clear and beautiful, because I'm telling you, there are plenty of people who can play sloppy guitar, and they're playing at home. They're not playing anywhere else. Use your fourth finger. This is a little bit tougher, but again, get over it. Notice, even though when I'm going more quickly, I am making sure that those notes ring. Okay? I'm not going to do the rest of the strings, but I think you can, right? You could go through, you take your second string, and you say, well, that's a B, and you can go through, boom, 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 boom. Clearly, tip of the finger, let it sound all the way to 12, then your second finger, boom. Make each note sound nice and clear as it goes up in pitch. Do that for all 6 strings. Remember to have some fun. I'll come back within just a couple of days. You can look over some of the other lessons that I've got up where I talked about chords. I think the first couple lessons are on blues things, lessons 1, 2, and I think 3 talks about some chords, and 4 talks about some chords. But we'll come back just in 2 or 3 days. I'm going to come back and get another lesson related to this, what to do with the new guitar. Have fun with it, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.